trust the little, oh, there's the ding. And now I wait for the little yellow light, and I see it right there. It's live. Hey, Internet friends, this is MagicBrad, Synergy Cafe and Synergy Collaborative. Do you have your coffee? I'm on location here at Medea's Organic Juice Bar here in Arden, North Carolina. And I've got a new friend I met that's over on the West Coast, I believe. Her name is Erna. Erna, are you there?
I am. Hi, Brad. How are you doing?
There you are. We had you close your blinds because it's so bright and sunny over there in California. It was blinding everyone. So you close your blinds and now we can see your beautiful face.
Awesome. And I got my coffee ready.
Perfect. Is that Starbucks?
It is. I'm an addict.
It's one of those. You got to have your latte. So, Erna, the way I do these, I just ask some basic questions so we get to know who you are, what you do, where do you do it, and all that. So the first question is, who is Erna Kay? You're married, got kids. Who are you?
Well, I'm not married. I don't have any kids yet, probably in the near future. I run a few businesses. I'm a very business-minded person. So I started my first business when I was 22 years old, and I still have that. I started with a $100 paycheck from it, and I turned it into a national business, and it's my passion. So I still actively run it. And then there's a few projects that I worked on. One of them I'll tell you is Mikata Cosmetics. We founded Mikata Cosmetics about 2 years ago, which is a cosmetic line, natural cosmetic line for women of all ages. Yeah, and anything else?
So that's who you are. You live in California, right?
I live in California. I live in LA currently, Los Angeles. I moved here from San Diego about a few years ago. So, you know, the two sunshine cities. I love it here, though.
I spent some time out in Covina, Glendora, and a little bit of time in North Hollywood and Studio City working on some projects. The land of fruits and nuts out there.
Yeah, we're actually, this office is right by Studio City. We're on Ventura, we're in Encino, so it's literally a few blocks away. So we're right there.
on Ventura Boulevard all the time, and Billy Blanks had his Taibo studio down there, and
yeah,
arts and stuff. So here's the next question. Yeah. You started segueing into it, and that is, what is it that you do? It sounds like cosmetics.
Cosmetic is only a very, it's not our concentration. It's one of the businesses that I'm working on. Currently, what I actually do day in and day out is I'm publishing a book that's called Discover the Power Within. And so we're working on the book, and also we have a program. We created a program that goes hand in hand with the book, which is called the Power Series, and it's basically a program that really features very successful entrepreneurs or actors or artists and whatnot, people who have gone from really having nothing to creating this huge empires or careers or something that they're known for. So that's a program that I'm really working on pretty much 24/7 now. And if you would like to know, I know it's a little bit complicated, but the cosmetics business is a secondary business that I have. My actual business that I've been running for a few years now, that I started when I was 22 years old, was an insurance brokerage. And that also, so I kind of try to split myself into a few ways where I can manage the insurance business. Since it's not just in LA or California, we're all over across 15 states in the United States. So basically, I just manage my time between the insurance and the new program, the Power Series for Erna Kay, with Erna Kay, and then a little bit of time for cosmetics.
Okay, I like that, because a lot of people say you got to focus, and I sort of don't believe that. An entrepreneur is capable of doing juggling a lot of different areas. I think it's important that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So you got multiple things going on. As long as you can weave them together like a cable, you can still go forward. You know? You can still do it. So
right.
I always like to ask, where do you do your work? I know that you live there, but I know a lot of people. I know a guy that does his work on a surfboard. He does videos of him surfing. He travels. He's just a kid. He's like 22, 25, and he does internet marketing stuff with monetized blogs, and he just surfs. He's got a GoPro camera screwed to the front of his surfboard, and he just surfs. So he does his work on a surfboard. I work out of a coffee shop like I am now, and wherever I can get internet connection. Where do you do your work?
That's awesome, right? If we could just all go surfing. So I'm a little bit blessed in that since day one, since I actually started my insurance business, which I was doing benefits for large corporations. So I was an individual. I was doing health benefit for corporations who had 50 or more employees, right? But a lot of the times, these companies were, you know, I was in San Diego and the company was in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado, or was in New York, you know. And so I was really blessed to figure out a way to get a client and manage it from, you know, from the other side of the country. And so as long as I have my phone, my email is very important. I'm always, you know, checking my emails and making sure I return it. As long as I have my phone and internet connection, my laptop, where, you know, I can access codes or whatnot, I can be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, a little bit ago, just about less than a month ago, I was traveling in Europe. I went to Switzerland. I really wanted to go and ski in the Alps, and you know, there was not one day that I enjoyed all 10 days there, but there was not one day that I actually did not work. So you know, I had to have my internet, my phone, and reply to the emails, make sure, you know, everybody's taking care of the stuff that needs to be taken care of. So, you know, I kind of have that mobile thing. I'm a little bit blessed. But if I'm not outside, then I'm here in my office in Encino, which is a beautiful place. I have a really nice view, so I really enjoy it. And I know you saw it a little bit ago. So that's done.
Well, that's what's really cool about the internet. I used to have a business with a partner that we did events, and he was all about being in the office. And you know, you got to be in their office. You got to use that phone. It's got a cord. You know, all the old-fashioned. And I thought, no, I don't want to do that. I like to be just flexible. And it's cool with the internet these days. You can connect literally with anybody, almost any place in the entire world. And if you got a connection, you can do stuff. It's just fascinating. So the next question.
Absolutely. I love it.
The next question I got is like when. I always like to find out when people work. Are they like early morning people? Are they late morning people? Or like what's been? I'm usually a early morning person, but sometimes you get this inspiration to wake up at like 1 in the morning and do something, or you wake up and the energy is just there and you just do it. So are you an AM person? Are you early bird? Are you a night owl? Or when do you like to work?
Oh, absolutely. I am an early bird. I love, 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 love to wake up around 4 a.m. There's just something, I get so energized. Number one, I'm up. I get my emails done. A lot of the times I have business, you know, in East Coast, which is 3 hours ahead of us. So they start work there anyways, right? So it feels really good to get a lot of things done. And by the time I go down to grab my next coffee, second coffee, people are barely starting, and there's some satisfaction in that. I don't know what it is. I feel so good that I've done most of my work before people started getting up. So very early bird. There has been a couple of times, even on weekends, let's say there's some weekends I don't work, right? Let's say there's a Sunday that I decided, okay, today I'm not going to work. Still up around 4 to 5 p.m. and just feels good. I feel like I'm losing my day if I wake up a little later.
You are very similar to me. I'm on the East Coast, and I do a lot of work with people in the UK. Because it's 2 o'clock for them when I'm up early, and I get a lot of my stuff done by like after this. I'm basically done for the day, and I'm going to go hang out with a friend up. It'll be about 1 o'clock, and I'm basically done.
Yeah, doesn't it feel great?
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just get it all done, and then go live your life. And this is even fun, just like this. I just do these interviews, and people connect with them, and that's my job. Done. So here's my favorite. I got another question. It's kind of like, how do you do what you do? But I think we kind of know that already. You do your stuff via internet. But do you want to elaborate on how you do your work?
Well, it really depends. So we do a lot of marketing. So it depends on what I'm working on, because I have so many different projects that we're working. Like yesterday, we were busy all day filming the Power Series, which is going to air mid-July. And so it really depends. A lot of the time, though, I would say probably 80% of the time is spent online, you know, blogging or preparing, if it's for the insurance, preparing the quotes, or just, you know, finding the clients and the marketing. So I do a little bit of everything. Most of it, I would say, would not survive without the computer and internet. So that's why I'm able to actually be anywhere and just take any trip I want, as long as I know that place has internet. So.
Okay, my final question, and then I'd like to talk with you about any projects you got coming up or programs or anything that you can, you know, if you want to connect with some people and share with them what you're currently working on. But my favorite question is to ask why. Why are you doing what you do, and why aren't you like a barista at Starbucks or a yoga instructor or work in a circus? Why do you do what you do?
Right, right. So that's a great question, actually. Number one, I've always been, I'll tell you a little short story. I'll make it short. I know you don't have a lot of time. I've always had a business mind, even as a kid. So when I was in school, I was doing really well in school, and my parents would always say, oh, Erna's going to go to med school. So I thought I would go to med school and become a doctor. But even at that age, I remember thinking, 15, 16-year-old, well, when I go to school and become a doctor, I'm going to buy a small building, then hire all these doctors, and then turn it into a hospital, make it bigger. So like, really, I wasn't thinking about curing people, but I was more thinking about just building a business, right? Using my credentials. So, so what happened is, when I finished college and I started my own business, I really didn't ask anybody's help. I didn't have any money. I was working at a bank before that. I quit my job. I had a little bit of savings, and I started my own business of doing benefits for corporations, right? I had one person who was doing that, and I was kind of learning from that person. And anyway, so I wasn't making money. My first paycheck was $100. And that $100, when I got, I was so happy. I didn't know if I should frame it or if I should use it, because I really needed it. I mean, imagine if you don't make any money and then you get $100 check. It's a pretty big deal. I don't know. It was for me. But it was so great to know that, oh, wow, this is my own thing. You know, I can do this. And within less than a year, I turned that $100 into a national business. Pretty much, you know, I went from working in a small apartment in San Diego to having business now in New York, in Florida, in Texas, in Colorado. And I couldn't think about it. I couldn't really sit down and think about it, because I would get overwhelmed. But I was just constantly working and working, not, you know, just like making small goals and just going after it. And so just the fact that I felt like I created something out of nothing, really. Nobody pushed me, nobody asked me, but I created something that was relevant. People, you know, I was helping people, creating a business that really inspired me. So that pushes me forward. So I always love working on new projects, bringing inspiration to people and just to myself as well. So just creating a business is what motivates me. That's why I do it. It's just something I cannot even explain. It's beyond me.
That sounds very similar to myself. When I was a kid, very similar kind of thing. I was always like making rings out of pipe. My dad had a pipe cutter, and I'd make rings and I'd sell them in school. I would buy candy in bulk and I'd resell it in school. I would make Kool-Aid stands. I played movies in the garage and made haunted houses into the garage, and I'd charge admission. And I've always been entrepreneurial.
That's awesome.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like you and I are similar in that way. Wake up early, get it done, and go play. So
absolutely.
Yes, kind of
and play, actually, I would really like to mention this story. Play is one thing I learned over the years, because, you know, just it's really tough to have your own business, you know, because nobody's really giving you a paycheck unless you work for it. And if you lose a client, then that's it, you know. So one thing I learned, the most important part is to make your company or your work thrive, is to really play on a daily basis. And I really do. I mean, literally, I'll take a ball, go to the beach and play for an hour, you know. So you can't forget that it's a joyous ride, you know. It's a ride. The work, the life, everything. You can't take everything too seriously. Of course, go after your goals. I do, you know, I work hard, but at the same time, don't forget to play and just appreciate what's given to you. And it just multiplies. I mean, when I really started a routine of taking some time for myself and appreciating myself, giving love to myself, playing, I mean, I went from having a little to a lot. So
I think what
that's
happens is
definitely
when you're thinking in your mind, it's old information from your past that you're utilizing. But when you're playing, you're working through a heart space, and you're getting new information that, and you might be thinking about ideas for your business that are new and innovative, as opposed to, gee, maybe if I recorded all this on 8-track tape. That's old news. You don't use 8-track tapes anymore. Maybe there's a new way. So I really like the idea that you said when you were going to be a doctor, your mind right away said, I'm going to hire other doctors and start a hospital. Right away, you're already looking at,
right.
how can I be free to be able to do what I want to do and let the doctors do the work.
Right. I know.
So, I don't like to do these too long because I don't want to take other people's time in case they want to get out and enjoy their lives. But if you could share now a little bit of anything that you've got coming up, like I think you mentioned a book or anything like that you want to share with people, and then I'll get to work and I'll propagate this out to the internet and we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Yes, so I'm the author of the book called Discover the Power Within, which basically kind of shares my ride of how I discovered the power within myself, and I was able to concentrate on a specific goal and just manifest it the way I wanted it to. It's a really great I took a lot of the teachers that I learned from their advice and that, and it's basically a manual. It has some exercises in there where it shows you how to really train your mind, how to concentrate, and how to have a discipline to really bring any idea into life. And you know, it's there. If you were given the idea, it's a possibility that it can be like. But one thing, and the book is actually on pre-sale at our website at ernakay.com. One thing that we're working on that I'm super excited about is the Power Series, which is an online web series. It's kind of a show where we'll showcase very successful entrepreneurs and athletes and artists and just people from all over the world who'll share their journey of how did they go from where they were before to where they are today. And really, it doesn't really show the, you know, what goal did you set. Mostly it's like, how were you mentally able to take yourself from there to here, because you must have done some mental work. So it's really great. We've been filming that for the past month, and it's going to be awesome. So I can't wait for it to actually, the final product to actually be out there.
That's very cool. I on this video, I will have the domains, your website and things on it, and I will get that out there. That's very cool. I appreciate that, and I just love your entrepreneurial spirit, because that's kind of, you know, early on when I got out of high school, I was doing magic as a kid. That's what I started doing. A guy pulled a quarter out of my ear, got me interested in magic. I did that as a kid through grade school into high school, and I was actually making money in high school. But then everybody said, well, Brad, you graduated, time to go get a job. And I went and got a job. I went and got a job, and I got laid off. And I thought, what the heck? Where's the job security? Where's my gold watch?
Right.
So I just went into being full-time magician. And I started producing events that attracted event planners, and I just do something else. I'm more secure by doing what I want to do than having a job when they'll just spring it on you. Guess what? I got some bad news for you. We're going to have to let you go. Oh,
yeah.
I feel so sorry.
Yeah, exactly. That's like that. Awesome. I want to see some of your tricks.
Okay, I'll show you one right now. Here's one right now. Ready?
Yes.
This is about shifting perception, and this is for people watching too. Shifting your perception from having a job where you're at the mercy of your boss. You know, all you're doing is you're wholesaling your time to your boss, and then he's reselling your skill and energy at retail. So being self-employed is the way to go, and you just got to learn how to do that. So here's one perception. These two fingers are the same size, right? Or close? Pretty close? It's the same size?
Yeah.
Okay, that's from your point of view. From my point of view, that one is a lot longer than that one.
I love it. Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's a shifting
So
of point
I
of
love
view.
it.
You know, we've all got 24 hours in a day, right? So why not do it for
Right.
yourself as opposed to working for someone else? Granted, you got to have people working for other people. Otherwise, who's gonna make our coffee for us, right?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
I think honestly, just going off of what you said, it's mostly just find what you love and do it, and money will come, you know.
That's what they say. If you do what you love, you won't work a day in your life. So
Yeah.
I have fun connecting people. It's fun learning what you're doing now. And then like what I do with this video is I'll just use keywords from what you're doing. I'll use words like cosmetics and insurance and author and publisher and book and personal development. I'll use those words when I put that in my little blog posts and let someone search on Google and find you. That's the way it works.
That's awesome. I love your magic. I love it.
Thank you. I'm going to sign this off. So thanks again for taking the time. Appreciate it. Thank you, anybody that's watching now. And if you want to learn more, just connect with ErnaKay.com. Thanks, Erna.
Thanks, Brad. Talk to you. Bye-bye.